Jeebie, Jeebie.
Chapter 11. Erica had never felt so much rage. It surged through her in overwhelming waves, each crashing, foaming torrent of anger more powerful than the last. She wanted to lash out, to destroy anything, to unleash the fury she felt. "You've ruined everything," she yelled. "Now I'll never get home." She was a furious beacon of anger, blazing with an intense heat. And this did not go unnoticed. In the nightmare zone, an anger mare pricked up its ears and sniffed the air. It recognised that scent, a unique signature thread of anger. With a wheezing, growling whine, the anger mare sprang up and shot towards the source of that delicious anger. It licked its cracked and scribbled lips with a flickering, inky tongue. Without any dream crystal, the dream team were unable to hold off the heebie-jeebies. There were just too many of them. Wade, Silas, Sim and Madame Hettyforth were all dragged off in separate directions. Soon, only Erica and Beastling were left, surrounded by hundreds of angry, chanting creatures. The assembled crowd fell silent as a tall, thin heebie-jeebie tottered over. It wore a long, thick cloak and a bizarre crown with antlers on it. It was clear that this was the leader. It glared at Erica and poked her on the nose. As it did so, the cloak separated slightly. Erica could now see that it was so tall because it was sitting on two other heebie-jeebies, which were puffing and panting away beneath the cloak. The leader took a deep breath and yelled, "Heebie-jeebie," making a speech bubble appear. Erica had no idea what the strange pictures and symbols meant, but it seemed like they were insulting her. "Oh, whatever," she growled, "like I care what you furballs think." At their leader's command, the heebie-jeebies tried to separate Erica from Beastling, but none of their crude efforts worked. In the end, they gave up and locked Erica in a small wooden cage which rolled around after Beastling wherever he went. Erica slumped awkwardly in the cramped prison, trapped and helpless. This was it. She'd failed. She would never get home. She would never see her family again. The thought cut through Erica like a jagged, rusty blade, and her anger morphed into frustration and sadness. She didn't even try to hold back the tears that poured down her face. She thought of the last time she'd seen her family. She'd been so horrible. She remembered yelling at Randall. She pictured his eager face gazing up at her, all innocence and enthusiasm. He didn't understand he had done anything wrong. He was so young. How could she have yelled at him like that? As Erica sobbed into her grubby hands, the thoughts spun around in her head. Now she would never get the chance to say sorry. But there was one person she could say sorry to. Well, one thing. "Beastling?" she said slowly. The furry creature didn't turn around, but Erica could tell he was listening. "I'm sorry," said Erica. "I was not very nice. I shouldn't have shouted at you earlier." Beastling slowly turned to face her. He looked Erica straight in the eye and said, "Jeebies?" A speech bubble appeared with a picture of Beastling next to an equal sign, and on the other side of that, a very silly-looking ball of fur and a question mark. Erica smiled slightly. "No, you're not a stupid furry fuzzball. I'm sorry I said that too." Beastling looked at her, a conflicting range of emotions flickering across his face. "So, are we friends again?" asked Erica. Beastling looked at her a while longer, still unsure. Erica slid her hand out through a gap in the cage and was relieved to feel Beastling's small, furry paw. "Jeebie," he said quietly. There was an image of Beastling eating lots of dream crystal and a big plus sign, then a picture of Erica locked in the cage, followed by an equal sign and a very sorry-looking Beastling. "You're sorry?" asked Erica. Beastling nodded. That's okay, said Erica. We all make mistakes. I guess what matters is how we learn from them. Beastling squeezed her hand, and she squeezed back. The moment was spoiled when a distant, muffled but completely horrendous roar echoed down the tunnels. All the colour drained from Beastling's face. What? Asked Erica. What is it? Heebie, Jeebies, whispered Beastling, his eyes huge and round. In the speech bubble appeared an image that Erica recognised all too well. Something huge, scribbled, furious and devastating. An anger mare. Beastling scrabbled at the locks on the cage, but he didn't have a key and couldn't get them open. On the floor, just outside the cage, Erica could see a small pile of dream crystal. Her heart leapt. It was in reach. Then she noticed that Beastling had seen it too. It was pretty obvious what would happen next. But Beastling didn't gobble up the dream crystal. He picked it up and held it out towards her. Erica stood there for a moment, staring at him in disbelief. A group of armoured heebie-jeebies dashed past towards the tunnel where the anger mare was approaching. One of them swiped out a paw and grabbed the dream crystal that Beastling was holding and swallowed it up in one gulp. Beastling's face crumpled and he wailed. He turned away from Erica, his speech bubble filled with pictures that all said sorry in a multitude of different ways. But Erica wasn't cross. In fact, she was smiling. Cogs were turning in her brain. Not real cogs, of course. Her brain didn't have any cogs in it, but she was thinking hard. Beastling had shared. Well, he had tried to. Why couldn't they all share? Why couldn't the dream team and the heebie-jeebies work together? Beastling, called Erica. Listen, I've got an idea. Heebie-jeebies eat dream crystal, right? Beastling nodded. But it gets you in trouble with the dream team because they mine the dream crystal too, right? Again, Beastling nodded. And dream crystal can only be mined near where the nightmares live, which makes it hard for the dream team to get it. But that wouldn't be a problem for you, because the nightmares don't affect you, do they? Beastling shook his head hesitantly, but looked as though he had just been asked to invent a pencil that a donkey could use. So, continued Erica triumphantly, why don't we all work as a team? The dream team and the heebie-jeebies could mine the crystal together and share what they find. It's a win-win situation. Beastling nodded, his face brightening. What do you think? Asked Erica. If the heebie-jeebies let the dream team go, then we can all team up to fight off the anger mare. Heebie-jeebie! Yelled Beastling. In his speech bubble were an ear and a very well-behaved eye next to a deer. Erica frowned. Sounds like, she said, slowly peering at the pictures. Beastling nodded encouragingly. Sounds like a good idea. A good idea! Beastling whooped and grinned at her, then sprinted off to find the chief heebie-jeebie to explain the plan, while Erica rattled along in the cage behind him.